Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling something that's probably on a lot of your minds, cracking the YouTube growth code. Specifically, how do you go from, well, 0 subscribers all the way up to that big 100,000 mark? It can definitely seem daunting today, right? With so much content out there.
Well, absolutely. It's crowded. You open YouTube and it's just wow. So for someone starting out or, even just trying to get real traction, that idea of purely organic growth, it can feel almost impossible sometimes.
Exactly. So our mission today, we're drawing from this really great article that lays out the top 10 strategies that, successful YouTubers often use. We want to cut through the noise and pull out the really effective, actionable stuff you could do to build your channel without, breaking the bank on ads. Think of this as maybe a shortcut to understanding what actually works. We've got some surprising facts and really practical tips you can use, whether you're already creating or maybe just curious about how it all happens.
Sounds
Okay, so let's dive in. Where do we even start? Trying to get noticed on YouTube, it's just so huge.
right. Well, the absolute first step, the foundation really, is just making sure people can actually find your videos. So that means optimizing your video titles, your descriptions, and those tags. Super important.
Okay. Optimization. This sounds kind of basic, maybe, but the article really hammers home how fundamental this is for search discovery. Like you said, you could have the best video ever, but if nobody finds it.
Exactly. It's like shouting into the void. So you've got to figure out what people are actually searching for. Put yourself in their shoes.
Keyword research.
Yep. Competitive keyword research. What words, what phrases are they typing into that search bar when they want content like yours? The article calls it finding your treasure map based on their searches.
I like that. And he gets specific, too, saying we should aim for the top 2 or 3 long-tail keywords in the title. Long-tail, those are the more specific phrases, right?
Yeah.
When someone knows pretty much exactly what they want.
Precisely. And the trick, the article points out, is weaving those in naturally. You still need a title that makes someone want to click, It can't just be a list of keywords.
Oh, okay. So it's a bit of a balancing act then.
It really is. Your title is talking to the algorithm, yes, but also to a real person scrolling. You need to satisfy both, machine and human.
Makes sense. And it doesn't stop there, does it? The description is next. That's more than just a quick summary, apparently.
Oh, way more. The article stresses using that space to expand on the topic. And, crucially, sprinkle in all those relevant keywords again, naturally, a few times. It gives YouTube and viewers more context, helps the algorithm really understand what the video is about.
Okay, context and keywords, and then the tags. That's another layer.
Definitely. You can really broaden your reach here. The advice is to list out maybe 20 to 30 related terms, keyword variations, associated phrases, that kind of thing.
So casting a wider net, basically.
Exactly. Catching people who search in slightly different ways. And, the article emphasizes that putting all this together, title, description, tags, this metadata, even small tweaks can make a huge difference in getting the right people to find your stuff.
Right, the people who are actually looking for what you make. Okay, so that's discoverability covered, foundational stuff. What's next for building that audience, keeping them?
Well, once they find you, you need to give them a reason to stay. And more importantly, to come back for more. So tip number 2 is all about consistency. Your posting schedule.
Yes. Not just uploading whenever the mood strikes.
Nope. The article makes it really clear. A regular schedule, whether it's, weekly, bi-weekly, whatever fits your workflow is vital. It builds a reliable audience.
People like predictability.
They do. Subscribers want to know when to expect your next video. It's like making an appointment with your viewers.
That's a great analogy, like tuning in for your favorite TV show. You know when it airs.
Exactly. And it builds trust. But it's not just for the viewers. Consistency also signals to YouTube itself. It shows you're serious, you're committed to the platform. And the article suggests this encourages YouTube to, potentially suggest your videos more widely.
Interesting. So it's a message in 2 directions. Viewers see reliability, YouTube sees commitment.
You got it. That's the core idea.
Okay, that makes total sense. So you're posting regularly, people are finding you. But how do you keep them actually watching the video once they click?
That leads us to tip 3, optimizing video speed and formats for watch time. Sounds like this is about keeping eyes glued to the screen.
Precisely. Watch time is huge. The article really emphasizes this. It's like the total amount of time people spend watching your stuff. YouTube's algorithm loves it when people stay on the platform longer, so videos that hold attention, they tend to get pushed out more.
Right. Keep people watching, get rewarded by the algorithm. Okay, so how do we do that? The article had some interesting ideas, starting with video length.
Yeah, it mentions that videos somewhere in the 8 to 15-minute range often perform quite well.
Now, it's not a rigid rule, obviously depends on your niche and style, but it suggests a potential sweet spot for engagement for a lot of content.
And I thought this next bit was really smart. Optimizing playback speed within the video. Speeding up the chatty parts to maybe 1.25x or 1.5x, but keeping the visuals normal speed. That's clever. Have you seen that work?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Just
It's kind of respecting the viewer's time, right? Keeps the energy up, gets through the info quicker without sacrificing anything visual. And the article also mentions breaking longer videos into chapters, like 5 to 7 minutes each. That makes it less daunting, easier to navigate.
Yeah, I like chapters. Lets you jump around.
Yeah.
And closed captions, too. The article brought that up.
Super important for accessibility, obviously, but also, yeah, for replay value. People can rewatch bits easily or watch without sound.
Good point.
And finally, experimenting with popular formats helps too, like how-tos, reviews, vlogs. Find what resonates with your audience and keeps them watching longer.
So finding the formats that click is like adding fuel to the fire. Okay, optimized videos, consistent schedule, keeping people engaged. What's the next lever to pull for getting those first subscribers?
Well, you can't just sit back and hope people find you only on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Tip number 4 is about promotion. Using social media, other platforms.
Ah, okay. Extending your reach beyond just YouTube itself.
Exactly. YouTube traffic is the goal, yeah. But using other platforms gives you extra organic exposure. Priceless, really. The article strongly recommends actively sharing new uploads. Think targeted posts on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, maybe even Pinterest.
Your online outposts?
And not just dropping a link, right? The article stressed that.
Right. Share snippets, trailers, cool moments, short clips. Something genuinely enticing to make people click over to YouTube. Give them a reason.
Makes sense. Create a little FOMO, maybe. Kinda, yeah. And linking everything together is key to all your socials, website, blog, whatever. Create that cohesive web presence. The article also mentions uploading short-form stuff directly to places like TikTok and Reels. That's in addition to your main YouTube content. Those platforms are discovery engines now.
Right. So it's about building communities elsewhere, too, almost like seeding future subscribers.
That's a great way to put it. Seeding future subscribers. You're not waiting for them. You're going out and connecting where they already hang out.
Okay, strategic cross-promotion, get in front of new eyes. Love it.
Yeah.
Now, what about interacting with the people who do find you on YouTube?
Ah, yes. This one's big and often missed. Tip 5. Engage with the comments on your videos.
The article called this super effective, but often overlooked, which is wild because these are people who cared enough to comment.
It is wild. Fostering that interaction in the comments, it massively boosts engagement metrics, which, as we know, YouTube values highly. It shows you're building a real community.
And the timing matters, apparently. The article highlighted the first 48 hours.
Yeah, that seems to be a key window. Prioritizing reading and, more importantly, thoughtfully responding to relevant comments quickly shows you're present, you're listening. Especially comments from other creators, the article notes, that can even lead to collaborations down the line.
Oh, interesting. And it's not just about answering questions, right? Even just liking or hearting positive comments makes a difference.
Absolutely. Builds goodwill. The article also suggests sparking more discussion, ask follow-up questions, use polls maybe, keep the conversation going.
So the more active the comments, the better the signal to YouTube that people are engaged with this video.
Exactly. It's nurturing that community, which helps YouTube see the value. Okay, so comments are one thing. What about real-time interaction?
Good segue. Tip number 6, consider using live streams. For premieres, for community building, the article calls this another powerful free tool, which is always nice.
Definitely free. And the idea of scheduling premieres as like ritual watch parties, that's smart. Creates buzz, anticipation, people watch together, chat live. It's an event.
Like a mini digital party for your new video.
Pretty much. And beyond premieres, the article suggests just doing informal streams, maybe weekly or monthly, Q&As, chats, behind-the-scenes stuff, builds that direct connection.
So live Q&As, tutorials, just hanging out.
Yeah, lots of formats work. The key thing, the article reminds us, is promote it beforehand. Let people know when you're going live so they can actually show up.
Right. Promote the stream. And the recording stays up too, right? More content.
Exactly. More content, deeper relationships. Live is great for that immediate organic connection.
Okay, so we've covered engaging during, after, and even live. What about using the videos themselves to point people to more of your stuff? Tip 7 is about end screens and cards.
Yes, recirculating your content. Such a clever, efficient tactic. Make the most of what you've already made. The article explains using cards, those little pop-ups during the video. You can link to other relevant videos, playlists, things a viewer might like based on what they're watching now.
Guiding them deeper into your channel.
Exactly. And then end screens at the very end, you can put big clickable thumbnails there. Link to specific videos, playlists, even the subscribe button.
And the benefit is keeping people watching your stuff on YouTube longer, right? Boost that average view duration without extra work.
Precisely. No extra production cost. The article suggests thinking of it like creating mini playlists for binge watching. You're curating their journey, encouraging them to stick around.
Smart.
Oh.
Okay, what other interactive bits can we bake into the videos themselves?
Well, that brings us to tip 8. Cards, bumps, and CTA's calls to action.
Right, nudging viewers gently towards certain actions.
Yeah, exactly. The article describes these as ways to encourage behavior without being annoying, hopefully. So cards, like we said, can pop up to prompt a subscription, maybe point to a community poll or remind about a premiere at just the right moment.
Okay. And bumpers, what are those?
Short little visual transitions, maybe between segments. They can also subtly advertise something, like your channel or socials.
Gotcha. And CTAs are the direct asks like this video or check the link below.
Yep. Polite verbal or visual reminders. But the article warns, don't overdo it. Too many interruptions get really annoying fast.
Yeah, that's a turnoff.
Totally. So the advice is to test things out. See where placing these elements works best for your audience. Find that sweet spot. Subtle nudges.
Okay. Testing and finding the right balance.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So we've talked a lot about the videos themselves. Let's zoom back out to the channel level. Tip 9 is about video SEO again, but maybe more broadly.
Yeah, this revisits search and discovery, reinforcing how vital it is for your entire channel to be optimized, not just the individual videos. Because as the article reminds us, YouTube search and those discovery features like suggested videos, they are major paths for new subscribers, so you want your channel looking good to the algorithm.
And it covers some basics that maybe get overlooked, like using your channel name and niche keywords everywhere.
Right. In your profile bio, your channel icon's file name, even your playlist names, consistency in branding and keywords across the board.
And thumbnails, too. Having a consistent look.
Definitely. Consistent, recognizable thumbnails, maybe with visual keywords if that fits, helps people spot your stuff instantly. And don't neglect the About section. The article calls it prime real estate. Optimize it with keywords, just like a video description.
Okay, and I thought this was interesting. The tip about favoriting other channels in your niche, how does that help?
Well, the idea, maybe a bit subtle, is that it might help you show up in the fans also liked section on those channels.
Yeah.
A potential less direct discovery path. Worth a shot, right?
Interesting tactic.
But again, the article stresses quality content is king. Always. SEO just helps the right people find that quality content more easily. It unlocks potential.
Got it. Quality first, then optimize to make sure it gets seen. Okay, we've hit 9 strategies. Feels like we can do on our own. But what about working with others?
Perfect lead into the 10th and final tip. Collaborate with other creators.
This feels like a big one for growth.
It can be huge. Collaboration lets you tap into established communities, introduces you to whole new audiences. It can really expand your reach exponentially, and it's totally organic. The advice is to look for, say, 3 to 5 channels, roughly your size, in a similar or complementary niche. Find people whose audience might genuinely like your stuff too.
So finding the right fit is important, not just any channel.
Definitely. And then the article suggests reach out politely. Propose doing something together. Maybe an interview, a fun skit, a joint live stream where you both bring your audiences.
And when you do collaborate, make sure it's mutually beneficial. Yeah.
Absolutely crucial. Give them a proper shout out, link clearly in your description. Make it a win-win. As channels grow, these relationships become even more valuable.
And YouTube likes collaborations too, presumably. If people watch the collab, then check out the other channel.
Exactly. The article points out that successful collabs often lead to a nice bump in recommendations. Viewers enjoy it, discover someone new, subscribe. It feeds the algorithm positive signals, really shows the power of community on YouTube.
Wow. Okay, so 10 solid strategies there.
Yeah, working together can unlock growth that's, maybe much harder to achieve all alone.
So wrapping this all up, it really feels like growing a channel organically, even to 100K subs, it is possible. It's not some magic bullet, though.
Not at all.
It's about consistently, diligently applying these kinds of strategies, optimizing, engaging, community building, all that stuff.
The article nailed it, calling it a marathon, not a sprint. It takes dedication, keyword research, optimizing videos, that regular schedule, really talking with your audience, finding those collabs, the fundamentals.
So for anyone listening who's on this path or thinking about it, the message seems to be focus on those fundamentals, refine them, let consistent quality build momentum, engage genuinely, be part of the community, don't just broadcast to it.
Couldn't agree more. Contribute, connect.
And maybe a final thought to leave people with. As you start doing these things, think about how these 10 strategies might actually work together.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, how could optimizing your titles help your collaborations? How could better engagement lead to more watch time? What kind of unexpected synergies might pop up when you start combining these efforts?
That's a really good question. How do they amplify each other? Definitely something to chew on as you continue your own deep dive into growing on YouTube.